Wap, 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 wap. Mm.
There's no feeling more intense than starting over. If you deleted your homework the day before it was due, as I have,
I'm just
or
gonna
if
do
you
this
left
so
your
at
wallet at
least I
home
have a
and you have to
PB.
go back after spending an hour in the commute. If you won some money at the casino,
I just
and you put all your
fell
winnings on
down
red
past
and it came up
the
black.
stairs. I'm gonna keep on going.
If you got your best shirt dry cleaned before a wedding and then immediately dropped food on it. If you won an argument with a friend and then later discovered that they just returned to their original view. Starting over is harder than starting up. If you're not ready for that, like if you've already had a bad day, then what you're about to go through might be
What
too
just
much.
happened?
Feel free to go
Oh,
away and come back.
no, that's
I'll
a
be
new run. Haha. Fell down past the brick barricade
All right.
thing.
Thanks for coming with me on this trip.
That's.
I'll understand if you have to take a break at any point.
Yep, we
Just
fell
find a
down
safe
to the
place
house.
to stop and quit the game. And don't worry,
It's a new
I'll
run.
save your progress, always, even
I'm
your
glad
mistakes.
it's a relatively short game.
This game is a homage to a free game that came out in 2002 titled Sexy Hiking. The author of that game was Jazuo, a mysterious Czech designer who was known at the time as the father of B games. And B games are rough assemblages of found objects. Designers slap them together very quickly and freely, and they're often too rough and unfriendly to gain much of a following. They're built more for the joy of building them than as polished products.
The coffee cup's already gone, what?
In a certain way, Sexy Hiking is the perfect embodiment of a B game. It's built almost
Oh,
entirely out of
what?
found and recycled parts. And it's one of the most unusual and unfriendly games of its time.
I didn't really I
In
quit
it, your
while
task
I
is
was
simply
falling.
to drag yourself
I
up a
didn't
mountain
realize
with a hammer.
how far I fell, I
That
guess.
act of climbing, in the digital world or in real life, has certain essential
Didn't even know it was
properties that give the
possible
game
to
its
fall that
flavor.
far.
No amount of forward progress is guaranteed. Some cliffs are too sheer or too slippery. And the player is constantly, unremittingly in danger of falling and losing everything. Anyway, when you start Sexy Hiking, you're standing next to this dead tree that blocks the way to the entire rest of the game. It might take you an hour to get over that tree, and a lot of people never got past it. You prod and you poke at it, exploring the limits of your reach and your strength, trying to find a way up and over. And there's a sense of truth in that lack of competence.
Whoa.
Most obstacles in video game worlds are
Okay.
fake. You can be
So do
completely
this
confident in your ability to
Ready,
get
let's
through
go.
them
Nope.
once you have the
Oh, nope.
correct method or the correct equipment or just by spending enough time. In that sense, every pixelated obstacle in Sexy Hiking is real. The obstacles in Sexy Hiking are unyielding, and that makes the game uniquely
My
frustrating.
physics engine just died.
But I'm not sure Jazuo
There is
intended
no
to make a
surface that
frustrating
isn't
game.
friction.
The frustration is just essential to the act of climbing,
everything
and
is
it's authentic to the
frictionless.
process of building a game about climbing. A funny thing happened to me as I was building this mountain.
Everything is ice.
I'd have an idea for a new
including
obstacle,
the lights that
and
you
I'd
have to
build it,
grip onto it.
test it,
Chimney.
and it would usually turn out to be unreasonably hard. But I couldn't bring myself to make
just
it
fixed
easier.
itself.
It already felt like my inability to get past a new obstacle was my fault as a player rather than as a builder. Imaginary mountains build themselves from our efforts to climb them, and it's our repeated attempts to reach the summit that turns those mountains into something real. When you're building a video game world, you're building with ideas. And that can be like working with quickset
I wonder if
cement.
the levels are similar.
You mold
to-
your ideas into a certain shape that can be played with. And in the process of playing with them, they begin to harden and set until they're immutable, like rock. And at that point, you can't change the world. Not without breaking it into pieces and starting fresh with new ideas. For years now, people have been predicting that games would soon be made out of prefabricated objects,
I'm at the
bought in a
beach
store
ball
and assembled into a world.
box
And for the most part, that hasn't happened,
area.
because the objects in the stores are trash. I don't mean they look bad or that they're badly made, although a lot of them are. I mean they're trash in the way that food becomes trash as soon as you put it in the sink. Things are made to be consumed and used in a certain context.
I don't really call
And once
it
the
a map.
moment is gone, they
Call it
transform into
assemblage of
garbage.
trash.
In the context of technology, those moments pass by in
I
seconds.
like how you beat the game before, if you speedrun it good enough, you beat the game
Over
before the
time,
audio
we've
ever
poured
finishes
more and more
being
refuse
done
into
playing.
this vast digital landfill that we call the internet. It now vastly outnumbers and outweighs the things that are fresh and untainted and unused. When everything around us is cultural trash, trash becomes the new medium, the lingua franca of the digital age. and you can build culture out of trash. But only trash culture. B games, B movies,
The
B
orange
music,
now?
B philosophy. Maybe this is what digital culture is. A monstrous mountain of trash, the ash heap of
When you're
creativity's
speedrunning the
fountain.
furniture area, you have to
A
learn how to
landfill
control your
with
hand
everything
without
we ever
flinging it
thought
around
of in it.
wildly.
Grand, infinite, and unsorted. There's 3D models of breakfast, Gen X's fanfic novels, Scan magazines, green screen
Yeah.
Shia LaBeouf, banned snuff scenes on LiveLeak. Facebook's got lifelike bots with unbranded adverts and candid shots of Kanye and Taylor Swift mashups, car crash epic failed
What?
GIFs, Russian dashcam vids, discussions of
Boy,
McRibs,
almost-
discarded,
The orange.
forgotten, unrecycled, muddled, rotten, untitled.
How are you already at the
Everything's
church?
fresh for about 6 seconds until some
Oh,
new thing
yeah, I
beckons,
guess
and
I
we hit
reset way
refresh.
before you because
And
I
there's
fell all the way
years
down
of
from the...
persevering, disappearing into the pile, out of style, out of sight. In this context, it's tempting to make friendly content that's gentle, that lets you churn through it but not earn it. Why make something
Trash
demanding
culture?
if it just gets piled up in the landfill, filed in
How long
with
ago
the
did you
bland
get the B
things?
games, B movies?
When games were new, they wanted a lot from you. Daunting you, taunting you, resetting and delaying you. Players played stoically.
Actually,
Now everyone's turned off by that. They want to burn through it quickly. A quick fix for the
I'm
fickle,
not really
some
going
tricks
too
for the
fast.
clicks
Like,
of the
I'm doing the
feckless.
super slow thing.
But that's not
to
you,
get
you're an
over-
acrobat. You could swallow a baseball bat.
I've fallen down this cliff like 3 times.
Now I know, most
so-
likely you're watching this on YouTube or Twitch, while some dude with 10 million views does it for you. Like a baby bird being fed chewed up food. That's culture too. But on the off chance that you're playing this, what I'm saying is, trash is disposable, but maybe it doesn't have to be approachable. What's the feeling like? Are you stressed? I guess you don't hate it if you got this far. Feeling frustrated? It's underrated. An orange is sweet, juicy fruit.
How?
Locked
I
inside
can't.
a bit of
There's
bitter.
no grip on the orange cliff.
That's not how I feel about
I literally-
a challenge.
There was
I
no
only want the
grip
bitterness.
at all.
It's coffee. It's grapefruit.
That was so
it's
infuriating.
licorice.
On the
It
orange
feels like
cliff,
we're
Campbell, there
closer
was
now.
no grip.
Composer
Like on
and
any of them.
climber,
Like I slid
designer
down,
and
even the
user.
flat one right
You
above
could've
the orange
refused,
cliff, I
but you
slid down
didn't.
that.
There was something in you that was hidden. That
I
chose
was
to
literally,
continue.
I couldn't go any slower. This was such a good run. 21 seconds for tutorial, 2 minutes 11 for chimney, 3 minutes 24 for stairway, 4 minutes 18 for furniture land. Like that was... Yeah, but then the orange cliff, like, just completely murdered me.
It
Like,
means a
they-
lot
it
to
wouldn't
me that
work
you've
at all.
come this far, endured this much. Every wisecrack,
That's so
every
infuriating.
insensitivity, every setback you've forgiven me is a kingly gift that you've given me.
Like,
No.
I tense my other hand that's not on the mouse. Like, No, sometimes I do that, but mostly it's like my other hand, I'm like ripping something apart. Yeah. Well, that's because I played like 5 more hours than you, but...
We have the same taste, you and I.
No.
It's not ambition.
In the actual running
It's ambition's
game,
opposite.
my run was 5
An
hours. yours was
obdurate
3.
mission to taste defeat. You'll feel bad if you win, so I put this snake in for you.
Yours run was 3 at the start. That's good. Mm-hmm. That's doable if you do the bucket pretty fast. This is a super good gun run. run and gun. Never mind, because I'm just gonna fail everything super duper hard. Yeah, I'm gonna lose like 10 hours there when I get there. Oh, I fell past the stairway. I got there at 2 minutes 50 on the stairway. I'm so good, but then I whiff, and then I got my hammer. I got my hammer stuck and I couldn't get out of that spot. I should stream this.
Have you thought about who you are in this? Are you the man in the pot, Diogenes? Are you his hand? Are you the top of his hammer? I think not. Where your hand moves, the hammer may not follow, nor the man, nor the man's hand. In this you're his will, his intent, the embodied resolve in his uphill ascent.
This is like ungodly run. Like under a minute to Devil's Chimney. Like 30 seconds to Devil's Chimney.
Now, you've conquered the ice cliff, the platforms, the church, and the rectory, the living room and the factory, the playground, the construction site, the granite rocks, and the lakeside. You've learned to hike. There's no way left to go but up, and in a moment I'll shut up. But let me say, I'm glad you came. I dedicate this game to you, the one who came this far. I give it to you with all my love.
Did you do it? What time? That's really good.